back to the JKA Massey Instructors course. So we're going to go a new subject today, and this one is the subject of Hara. So first of all, we'll put that one up on the board. So this is Hara. Now, Hara has many different meanings in Japanese. We ourselves as karateka understand the word Hara to mean the midsection, and this is where we generate the force or the power for our karate. So in that sense, actually, definition could be belly or midsection. In Japanese, they also have many other meanings for it. It can mean heart, mind, willpower, intention, and when it's conjugated with many other verbs, it has a multitude of different meanings. Just for example, to give you an idea of how things can mix, we have the word kimeru, right? So if we put Hara and kimeru together, kimeru you will obviously know from your karate meaning kime, and the word kimeru means to decide. Now, the idea of decide can be incorporated very much with Hara, because when we do karate, we decide where we will focus our punches, for example. So this might be a focus point. So the decision comes from me, and primarily the decision is generated from how or where the energy comes from my Hara. I'm going to explain this a little bit more in detail now. So let's take the two splits, if you like, of Hara. So the first split is me. I mentioned this in the previous video about Nijujo, and mi means body, or it's a word that means body in Japanese. So we can say that mi has a split. We can say that the whole principle of Hara is to do with kamai, which I also mentioned in the previous video. Now, the kamai is the way you hold yourself, the posture, and the readiness for attack or defense. So we can have mi kamai. Actually, when the Japanese have a soft sound, and in other words a vowel, the ki, the ka, actually becomes g. It's the same word, so mi kamai is just a Japanese way to say mi kamai. We just don't say it that way. Now, mi kamai can be split into sections. First of all, we can say waza. Okay, now waza obviously means technique. Okay, so waza is just any technique, could be part of the physical concept. So if I do shokuzuki, that's a technique. We can also have, in regards to distance, which would be another physical concept. So this whole physical, let's just put this down here. Maybe I'll just make this more clear by saying this is physical. So physical is me. So the second concept of physical would be the distancing between two partners when they're actually practicing karate. The third one, more perhaps for yourself, would be hyoshi, and this would be the rhythm. So the rhythm that you expend when you're practicing with a partner, and also their rhythm, of course. This is also a physical aspect. And perhaps the last one, kokyu, which would be the actual breathing. So even when you're standing still and doing shokosuki, you should be breathing in and breathing out, and this would come along with the kimeru, the kime at the same time. Now, the second part of hara, because this is all the extension of the kamae, is the extension of your hara. So that one's physical. The second one we can say is mental, or even spiritual, if you like, and that would be ki. So ki is your spiritual energy. Mi is your physical energy. So ki can be split up, well, first of all, of course, there would be zanshin, which many of you already know, I'm sure. This basically means remaining aware or ready after you've completed a technique. And the second one, you can say kihaku. And kihaku means dynamic energy, the force that you use from a spiritual aspect as well as a physical aspect. So those two tend to mould together a little bit. And the last one is yomi. These are not the only ones, but these are the ones I'm concentrating on for today. Yomi would be your perception, the way you read the situation. If you're in a kumite situation, if you just go blundering in like a bull in a china shop, you may or may not be successful. But if the other person reads you easily or well, then perhaps his yomi is better than yours, and he might be able to literally read your mind. So actually, hara or yomi does mean, or hara yomu, means reading your mind, or being able to perceive the intention of another person. It's an actual Japanese phrase. So we have two things. We have mental and we have physical. Now, how do we put these two things together? There is a term which I'm sure you've heard many times, and probably all of your senses have banged on about it many, many times, and that is shisei. Now, your shisei is, often that we just say shisei means posture, but actually shisei means a lot more than that. It really means the combination of these two things. The mi-gamai and the ki-gamai. Now, how does this work? The best way to describe this is like when you do shisei, or someone's saying, your shisei is not right, you've got to get your shisei right. Okay, what does that mean? Well, to give an example just by here, if I'm standing here and I want to get my shisei for Zenkutsudachi, let's just give an example. So I could say, I'm just doing Zenkutsudachi. Alright, well, it kind of looks like Zenkutsudachi. So, what's shisei? Right? Now, the idea of shisei is it's the correct stresses for your body and your mind. The two things combined, as I said on the board. So when we think about shisei, we don't just do Zenkutsudachi like this. We actually think about shisei pushing up, thinking of pushing up your back by thinking through your head towards the ceiling. So if you kind of push your head up a little bit, then immediately your spinal column tends to expand just a little bit, and you get a feeling of this feeling. Now suddenly the shisei takes on a different dimension. The second thing about shisei is where we're pushing forward or pulling backwards. So this is directional and this is directional. If our shisei is really good, we've got our balance well and here, and we're relaxed, right? So when we have shisei, we're not like this, like strength and holding everything in place. This would not be shisei. Shisei would be the internal energy from the hara pushing up and pushing forward and pushing back and pushing down. Now we get a very strong base. Your your balance, your centre of balance is very, very strong. Okay? Now, actually this often comes, this definition also comes from Aikido as well. If you have a directional like this, we can have 4 directions of movement. Actually, if we split these down like this, we can have 8 directions. And in Aikido, when they want to break the balance, they can break the balance in 8 different ways. The first way is push. So you might find an Aikido move pushing. The second one is pulling. The third one might be directional, 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 and directional. Now, I've done a little bit of Aikido, so I know some of the basic principles, and this is how they work it. Each one of these this is 8, so as you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. Okay, so there's 8 different directions. And actually, when we say kuzushi in karate, we can say that there is 8 different ways of kuzushi, or maybe breaking the balance. So you can break the balance just by going straight forward, bang. You can break the balance by pulling back. You can break the balance by going this way, and so forth. Many ways in which you can break balance. So this happo kuzushi is an Aikido principle, but it's also very workable for karate practice. Now, when we talk about this stance or figure, sorry, I'm not very good at drawing, but I think you'll get the idea from this. I've just done the like this. Oops, he's a bit short there. Let's give him a bit of length. Okay, so this is our karate man, yeah? Now, what we're looking at is that we've got a balance point around about here. This is the Hara, okay? And this concept is more or less like, you can actually, like I just said, you can make this into a tetrahedron, like a triangular. That first shisei is pushing up. The second shisei would be the opposite direction. This one would be this way. This one would be this way. So now we have a perfect equilibrium. If we were to look at it like this, possibly just get another pen if I have one here. Just to give a different colour so you can see what I'm talking about here. If we consider this the tip, and this comes down like this to here, and this comes down like this to here, and this comes across like this to here, immediately you will see the shape of a triangle. In Japanese, sankaku. 3 angles, sankaku. A tetrahedron has 3, a bit like this, and then there'd be one behind. So you've got 3 triangles, one at the back, 1, 2, 3. So this is 3 triangles. Now, the idea of shisei is this sankaku tai. Tai means body. So, when we're using our energy from our energy field, let's say, in the body, you may also have heard many Japanese sensei talking about the seika tanden. Now, this again is just another word for hara. And the shotokan then is the energy field that is generated. Is it physical, or is it spiritual, or is it both? That's where the two things come together. So this idea of this sankakutai is the combination of mi-gamai and ki-gamai. So we're talking about hara as a general concept. We can't do karate without hara. Everybody knows that we have to press and push and struggle to do hara all the time. And this is the background data behind it. Just as an additional thing, you've probably heard of harakiri. Well, I'm sure you have. Everybody's heard of that one, I think. Harakiri. So what does it mean? Well, we could say harakiri is just and we cut the belly and we die. That would be a physical statement for harakiri. But actually, in Japanese belief, the hara is the central place for the spirit, the spiritual being, if you like. So when they cut this out, they're actually allowing the spirit to be free and come out. Fortunately, we don't have to commit harakiri to do karate. So that's just a little bit of background for the word hara, and that completes this lecture for today.